If you're interested in relocating to the United States of America using the EB3 visa, then this video is the perfect video for you. On this video, I'm going to be talking about what the EB3 visa is, the benefits of the EB3 visa, the relocation opportunities, as well as the application process for the EB3 visa. And if there is time, we can look at the sites where you can apply for your jobs and your sponsorship. Okay? Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please stay till the end of this video because this video is really packed. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate your loyalty. And if you're a new subscriber, you are welcome. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Zuri, and on this channel, I basically talk about travel tips, immigration tips, as well as foreign opportunities for anyone who wants to migrate out of their country. Okay, so if this is something that you're interested in, please smash the subscribe button, and if you're feeling generous, you can share my video with one or two people that you think would be interested in the topics that I discuss on this channel. So let's get right into it. I have my laptop here as usual, and we're just going to be looking at what the EB3 visa is. Okay, now the EB3 visa is an employment-based visa for foreign workers, including unskilled workers and unskilled laborers. Now this visa offers a pathway to permanent residency in the US. Applicants under this unskilled category don't need formal education or significant work experience, but the only but there is that a US employer must sponsor you. Okay, a US employer has to give you a full-time job for you to be eligible for this visa. That is the major key to getting the EB3 visa. Now we're just going to go ahead to talk about the key benefits of this visa. Okay, because some people are like, okay, first of all, am I going to be allowed to move with my family? Secondly, are you sure I'm going to get permanent residency? And thirdly, can I get citizenship? Can I get this? Can I get that? I understand, okay? We're just going to talk about the major benefits. The very first one is that you can get your green card under the EB3 visa, okay? Now, it is for the worker, their immediate family, and what I mean by immediate family is your spouse or your child, okay? It's for the worker, the person that gets the job, or the main applicant, okay? When it comes to the visa application, you have the main applicant, the major person applying for the visa, and then the dependents, okay, which are your immediate family. That is your spouse and your child. As long as your child is under the age of 21, your child can also benefit from your EB3 visa. Okay, so if your child is under 21 and you're thinking of moving, then now is the rightest time to move, because you don't want to start moving when your child is over 21, right? You don't want to start moving when you're too old to move, right? So now this is one of the benefits, okay? It affords you the opportunity to have a green card, okay? So that is one very essential key, okay? That's one very essential benefit. And now the second one I wrote down here is that you have a pathway to citizenship. After about 5 to 7 years of living in the US with your permanent residency, you can become a citizen, okay? So the first goal basically is get your EB3 visa. The second goal is get your green card. And then the third goal, I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying, the third goal might be to focus on getting your citizenship, okay? Let's move to the next one. Let's talk about work opportunity, okay? Under the benefits, I talked about a work opportunity. Now, even though you are meant to get the job before you apply for the EB3 visa, this visa gives you the opportunity to work for that sponsoring company. Now, one thing you have to understand is that this visa is actually employer specific. Okay, so you can't come into the US and say that you want to work for another employer. No, it is not allowed, okay? Now, because this visa is employer specific, it means that you must work for the sponsoring company. Okay, it's not that situation where you enter the country and then you run away to work for another company, or you run away to do your own thing. No, you have to work for the sponsoring company. This visa affords you the opportunity to actually work for that company. Okay, now let's go ahead to the next point I have on my laptop here. I talked about the application process. Okay, I'm going to just summarize because, like I told you, I have another video where I broke things down. I'll probably link it in the description below. Okay, but let's talk about the application process. Okay, now the first one is that you must get a labor certification. The US employer is in charge of this. The US employer has to obtain certification from the Department of Labor to confirm that no qualified US workers are available for the job. Now, before that US employer gives you that job, he has to prove, I think in Canada it is called LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment. It's the same thing for this employer in the US. He has to prove that there is no qualified US worker available for this job. Okay, it is very important that he gets that labor certification. Okay, the equivalent, like I said, is the LMIA in Canada, where you have to prove that there is nobody in Canada that is eligible or available for this job. Okay, so it's the same thing in US. He has to prove that, and once he proves that, the employer then files a petition. Now this petition is called I think the I-140. Yes, he has to file a petition with the USCIS for you. Now let's go to the third one. After being approved, after that petition is approved, you can now go ahead for your visa. You would attend an interview. Okay, of course the employer has sent you your offer and everything, has filed the petition for you and everything. Now it's up to you to go ahead for your visa issuance. You will attend an interview in your home country where they ask you some questions about your job, what you're going to do in the US and everything. I have a video talking about how to create a favorable impression with your visa officer. Okay, if you have not watched that video, I'm going to link it below. Please go watch it. I think I have another video talking about what the visa officer wants to see in your application. If you've not watched that video, please go watch it. Okay, I'm going to link all the visa interview, visa officer videos in the description below. Okay, please go watch them before you go for any visa interview. It would really help you. Okay, so you go ahead to attend the interviews. Now, if you're already in the US, you have to go and adjust your status. Okay, it's extremely important that you adjust your status. If you're already in the US and you get the job and they do the filing and everything, you have to go adjust your status in the US. Now, I know somebody is asking a question. Okay, the person is asking, okay, this sounds really great, but what is the processing time? How long do I have to wait for this whole thing to materialize? Because it's sounding too good to be true. I know, right? Now, this process typically takes about 2 to 4 years. Okay, depending on the case complexity, depending on a lot of factors like the applicant's nationality and the visa availability. Now, you know that sometimes they might not need so many people from this particular country and they might need more people from this other country. It depends on what their policies are. It depends on what their preference is at the time of your application. Okay, so if there's the shortage of visa availability for your country, for your particular country or something, it might affect your application. Basically, that is just the truth. Okay, and also processing time varies. Okay, processing time varies depending on the visa officers in charge of your case, depending on the policies that are in existence by the time that you are applying for the visa. Okay, so please, I want to advise you, if you're applying for this visa, one key quality that you have to showcase is patience. Okay, I always talk about patience and persistence whenever you're applying for a foreign job. Okay, you will need those two qualities. Trust me, you will need patience and you will need persistence. So if you know that you want to apply for the EB3 visa, you have to be patient and you have to be persistent. Now let's look at some companies that are offering the EB3 visa sponsorship. Okay, I know that you've been waiting for this moment. Like I said before, the EB3 visa allows the worker's spouse and children to move to the US. Okay, now as long as your spouse is married to you, yes, you have proof that your spouse is married to you, they can move with you. Okay, what you have to do is apply for work authorization for that spouse. It's almost the same as when Canada used to allow for open work permits, basically for the spouse when you process a work permit. I know that things are changing now, but then I think it is still in play. They still allow you to get an open work permit for your spouse, basically. Okay, So your spouse can apply for work authorization. Your children can go to schools in the US. Okay, I want to talk about the challenges, but let's talk about the companies and agencies offering the EB3 visa sponsorship. Then we can talk about the challenges last. Okay, so you need to know. I've already told you the advantages, but you also need to know the challenges that you would face, okay, when you apply for this visa. Now, the first company I wrote here is the American Group. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but it's the American Group. Now, one thing I love about the American Group is that not only do they connect unskilled workers to their employers, they actually handle the entire visa process. Okay, now I have a video where I showed you my screen to apply to the American Group. Okay, I'm going to link that video in the description below. Please go watch it so you know what to do, you know how to apply for your EB3 visa sponsorship job. Now let's go to the next one that I wrote down here, US Direct Hire. This is also another beautiful site that offers sponsorship opportunities in sectors like construction, hospitality, agriculture. I think a couple of caregiving opportunities as well, but I'm very sure of construction, hospitality, and agriculture. Okay, so if this is something that you're interested in, you can go check out these two sites, the American Group and the US Direct Hire. Like I said before, I have a video where I already did that for you. Okay, I already tried the application to see how it works. So please click on it. It's in the description below. Okay, go click on it, and I'm sure that you will learn a lot from that video. Okay, now let's talk about the last point I wrote here, which is the challenges. Okay, I've told you the advantages, I've told you the good side. Now let me tell you the other side. Okay, the flip side of the coin. Now, one challenge I wrote down here on my laptop is that they would definitely have a lot of visa backlogs. Now, you know, we talked about processing time, and I said something about depending on your country, right? Due to the annual caps, okay? Of course, a lot of countries have caps for the number that they want from this particular country, okay? Based on your nationality, there might be visa backlogs, you might be delayed. That's why I said when it comes to getting a job or migrating, you have to be very, very patient because you don't know how long it's going to take, really. Okay, let's talk about the second point, another challenge, and this is something that a lot of people, I don't want to say especially Nigerians, but most of my clients, most of the people that come to me to have discussions concerning migration, most of them are Nigerians and West Africans. Okay, now most of them complain about the fact that they don't want to work for an employer upon arrival. They don't want to feel tied. Okay, they don't want to feel caged to that employer. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Basically, you have to work for that sponsoring employer upon arrival. Okay, so it is something that you have to decide. Do I want to work for this employer upon arrival? Because this visa is employer based. Okay, the company sponsoring you, you have to work for them. Okay, so you can decide, you have to make that decision. If you know that you will not be okay feeling caged, then you shouldn't apply for this visa. Okay, I trust that this video has told you a lot about the EB3 visa. If you have any questions concerning the EB3 visa, please drop it in the comment section. I would really love to read from you. Okay, and if you like this video, please click on the like button. Please do that because YouTube will show me to more people that would be interested in my content when you do so. Okay, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and you can also smash the notification button because once in a while I come on live to talk about some of these countries and also to show you my screen when I'm applying to some of these countries. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video to the end. Share my video with someone and show them some love. Stay safe and see you in the next video.